Ya regresamos con más. Está aquí conmigo en el estudio David Borg, el líder global de ciberseguridad de PwC, por supuesto, escala global. Me contaba que tiene un equipo de 2,000 personas en todo el planeta y cada vez es un tema que va creciendo. David, how do you see Latin America and particularly Mexico in terms of the awareness of the companies of the necessity to have a response in terms of cybersecurity?
Yeah, you know, as a firm, we, for about 15 years, survey thousands of companies to understand trends and patterns of activity, and we are able to segment the data by geography and by company size and by industry. One of the observations that we have in terms of what we see coming in from Mexico as well as Central and South America is that there is a lag in terms of awareness and also investment in security programs. And so in certain territories like in Europe, North America, and even parts of Asia, we see higher levels of investment and awareness. And so one of the reasons that I'm very honored to be here with you today is to be able to talk about the importance of this as truly as a business issue, not just as a technical issue, but as a business issue that business people really do need to understand and address. And so, in so doing, we will hopefully help increase the awareness around the importance of this issue.
Le pregunto que cómo observan a América Latina y particularmente a México con respecto a darse cuenta de la necesidad de tener una respuesta en materia de ciberseguridad. Me dice que ellos desde hace 15 años en PwC han realizado encuestas, identificado por segmento, por tamaño de compañías, por geografía, pues cómo están estas necesidades, y me dice que están observando en México, en Centroamérica y en Sudamérica un retraso con respecto al gasto que se da en seguridad y la necesidad, y de hecho por eso está de visita aquí y está aquí en el estudio, de ver este asunto como un componente clave de los negocios para que aumente darse cuenta, awareness, para finalmente resolver estos asuntos relevantes. Do you believe, because when we see the general news, we see that the NSA things with the Snowden in China and the attacks, and many business people will think that's far from me. And the attacks does not come always from these big states or the surveillance of governments, but also from little attacks and crime, organized crime.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reality is that one of the reasons this is such an important business issue is that there are many countries that are involved in using cyber vulnerabilities to be able to access information to gain strategic advantage. I mean, so we see situations all around the world. Many different countries are involved in this, where very important kinds of intellectual property. It could be a document design, but it also could be sensitive conversations, discussions around strategy. And these are the kinds of really sensitive types of information that are in fact being targeted in a lot of different ways. It could be via cyber. It could also be by having a human being or an insider inside an organization. And the reason we want to talk about the kinds of information that are being targeted is it's easy to understand that this is the kind of information that is at risk. And if you've got a multi-billion peso contract that is very, very sensitive. Here in Mexico, you probably wouldn't want that document being read by competitors or by other various nation states. And so this is just the reality of the business world in which we operate. Organized crime actors are of course out there as well, and they're looking their objectives and their motives are quite different. They're not looking to take sensitive business information for the sake of gaining strategic advantage. They're really looking to try to gain access to information and be able to monetize that information. So it could be payment card information, it could be information about individuals, it could even be what's called protected health information. All of these have value on the marketplace and are targeted.
Le pregunto a David qué es lo que está ocurriendo con respecto a las empresas, sobre todo porque los ataques pues vienen de todos lados, y me dice que justamente hay muchos actores que están tratando de ganar una ventaja estratégica a través de explotar las vulnerabilidades cibernéticas, por ejemplo obteniendo documentos delicados, obteniendo propiedad intelectual y dándole una ventaja estratégica a algún otro actor que se pueda beneficiar, y esto viene de distintas partes, por supuesto de gobiernos, de distintas entidades cantidades de competidores, por supuesto va modificando. Menciona un contrato, por ejemplo, de miles de millones de pesos, que evidentemente ninguna empresa querría que su competencia tuviera acceso a él. Sin embargo, si hay vulnerabilidades cibernéticas, pues esto queda totalmente expuesto. Y el otro asunto es que desde el punto de vista del crimen organizado el objetivo es distinto. Van más por tratar de monetizar. Ahí hay pues sistemas de pagos, números de tarjetas de crédito, etcétera, y es un poco el panorama que se está viendo. How do you see the awareness of governments and companies, big companies, in terms of these scandals that we have seen in terms of the surveillance of the governments? If it is something more to do with the personal information, or it's also, as you say, the getting strategic and in this case disadvantage if someone spy on you?
Well, I think the reality is that the way that people and businesses enable interactions is largely facilitated by an electronic means. So that means that whether it's sharing information about an individual on a social media site, or whether it's communicating via an instant messaging kind of an application, or using any other kind of maybe it's an iPhone or a tablet or an Android-enabled application. You've got just an enormous amount of information that's generated electronically. And so, what we certainly see in many of the disclosures that have come out is that, many nation states around the world are simply, capturing and analyzing that information. I think what may be even more interesting is the advancement in many of the type of analytic capabilities that are out that are enabled by big data technologies really make it possible to accumulate enormous amounts of information and glean understanding and see patterns inside these massive amounts of information. So you have really a confluence of factors, the generation of all this information electronically, but also today the ability to actually analyze and do something about it at reasonable cost.
Eso que menciona David es interesantísimo porque justamente me habla con respecto a que los sistemas electrónicos por supuesto permiten que se dé este espionaje, pero el asunto más interesante es el hecho de que se pueda hacer análisis de grandes datos, porque esos datos transcurren por los sistemas electrónicos y se puede hacer costo eficiente este análisis, y entonces se pueden ver patrones, se pueden ver una serie de interpretaciones de toda esta información que nos lleva a predicciones interesantes. So, what would you say is do we have a number in terms of the losses that business have in terms of these cyber vulnerabilities?
Yeah, at PricewaterhouseCoopers, we performed an analysis with a company called Create.org, which is a not-for-profit entity that's subsidized by Microsoft. And we wanted to answer that question and try to really calculate what the impact may be. And the reality is it's hard to do. However, what we came up with is estimates of losses that are really in the trillions of dollars, trillions with a T. So when we talk about this globally in aggregate, we're really measuring in terms of percentages of GDP. Now, at PricewaterhouseCoopers, we're not alone in this view. McKinsey also released a study quantifying the damages in the same range. So it really gives you a sense of just what a big deal this is today.
Me dice, en términos de los daños, y con esto ya nos despedimos, se mide en porcentaje del PIB y en trillions, diría en términos anglosajones, billones. Para que se den una idea, el PIB de México es $1.500.000.000.000 y de ese orden de magnitud estaríamos hablando de las pérdidas que se generan en los negocios vinculados a la ciberseguridad o la falta justamente de ellas. David Burke, thank you very much for being here.
Muchas gracias.
Te invitamos a seguir cuestionando la información con los siguientes videos.